Greetings, humans. I'm Andre, and this is Couscous. Welcome back to the Windmill Full of Corpses. Today, we are joined by the Shield Maiden and the Tyrant, Jade and Federico from Frozen Crown. Thank you very much for joining. I really appreciate your time.
Hello, thank you for having us here. We are extremely happy.
Love your energy. Okay, so the first thing I want to get into is you have 2 tours announced. One of them in the US with Camelot and Visions of Atlantis, and then I think less than a month after in Europe with Battle Beast and Sonata Arctica. Both tours are like over 20 shows crammed in under a month or something like that. So my question to you is, how are you planning to survive that?
So of course, one of my first concerns was about, sport, body activity. Since when you go on tour, you cannot, I'm used to go to the gym with weightlifting and tapis roulant and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So I am, starting to collect a lot of free body exercises to keep moving, to keep in shape, because it's important for everything, for earth, for body, since when you are a musician on stage, you have to do a lot of movement, and it's important for everything. Also because we are going to eat, in a different with different habits compared to our regular life. So you have to. Everything helps, to keep your body performing properly. Because if you get a cold, let's say, then maybe some shows can be affected. So my main concern is this. How am I going to survive with a healthy lifestyle? And you?
Yeah. Me. What about me? First of all, beware to not kick that cable.
Okay.
Because otherwise it's going to lose us.
No.
No, for what concerns me, it's a little different because I'm having a lot of relax and I'm totally fine when on tour. Per se, except for the fact so I don't mind about sleeping very little or to be traveling the whole time. The only thing is that usually I'm taking care about all the management of the band, so I have to be ready with the computer in every single moment, cell phone calling, everything. Something is always wrong, something is always missing, something is always not working. So that's probably the most important source of stress. But aside from that, I'm very positive that I'm going to not have any particular issue.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So high tolerance to stress. You're a hard ass.
Yeah.
Yes.
Cursing on this channel is allowed, by the way.
Oh, perfect.
Okay. Yeah.
No, but go.
Also, with regards to shows, live performances, stuff like that, last year you've been in Japan for a few shows, and you've just recently released a video to On Silver Wings. With footage from that tour and that adventure. What can you tell me about that experience? How's it been? And why did you decide to make a music video out of it?
So, this has been the time we have been in Japan the longest amount of days, let's say, and we had the chance to tour and play in different cities. And so for me, it has been the most significant experience in Japan so far. Also because we have been there before and we are building, relationships with fans. So every time we go there, it's always bigger, and full of new emotions. So that's why we wanted to dedicate as much as we could to this experience, such that video. Do you want to add something?
No, because she really summarized very well everything. I think, yes, it was the best experience in Japan so far, and we are very used to that. We've been there a lot of times. And I think it was very significant as well because we were very, I mean, we just had a headlining tour. And then we had some summer festivals with the new lineup, with a renewed lineup. And that was really, you know, when you travel together and have that kind of emotions and experience, dining together on the roof of a skyscraper with the glass and looking all Tokyo there. And you know that you are there because the label invited you to be there and wanted you to feel at home, and they are treating you like you were like a very important person. That's really, you know, when you live that together, it has got that sort of accomplishment, like we made it together.
Yeah, it's a great bonding experience.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. You also managed to summarize much better than me.
Yeah, great bonding experiences are when you can share victories together and when you can face problems together and not start hating each other.
Definitely, yes.
About the video, it's like a lot of live footage, a lot of tour footage, but it also looks like there's some footage there that's like directed and that I assume is not taken from a show. Like when you have the footage that's like in your face with the camera. Was that also recorded when you were in Japan, or is it done separately and put together in the video?
No, it was done separately, and no, it was done here in a location where we live. We were, thinking about that video on Silver Wings. As you can see, there are also some scenography things in the back, and we how can I say, at the beginning, at a certain point it was clear that we could merge things together because they were somehow fitting, in my opinion. But this is something I cannot summarize efficiently. Can you just please explain?
This is a typical Jade approach because she could have avoided telling that completely. She could just have said, yes, we filmed the scenes there and then put them together. But instead, she wanted to tell you that we originally filmed that video because we needed to have an extra video to release when needed. Because basically, when you make like when you make a new album, you have got some scheduled videos, and so you record, for example, 2 or 3 videos already, and then you have to have a video ready because if you have some touring going the year later, which is of course after the album release, you should be able to have some material going, So what happened was interesting because we filmed that to have material and to have a video, and that was supposed to be for our maybe headlining tour at the at the beginning of 2027.
Okay.
But what happened was instead that everything rushed. Like Beast in Black tour, then Napalm Records asking us to make a new album, and at the same time us being chosen to go to the US with Camelot. So it was, oh my god, okay, if we have to release the new album this soon, we are not going to have enough time to release that video. So in a way we were left with that video there, and so we decided to release it as a conclusion of the old album War Hearts, and since we just had that Japanese trip, we decided it would have been good to actually make the things go together. Also, this is also because we had maybe I can share this trivia because this can be somehow interesting. I don't know. We also had some other scenes filmed already that, for a technical reason, camera and format, whatever stuff, was not able to be used. So in a way, yes, we could have released just what we had, but that would have been a little all of the same, like monotonous. How do you say it in English? So I was just editing the Tokyo Diary and Osaka Diary. I said, okay, but we can put the stuff together, and that's it. And also that was also very fitting because we played that song live as an exclusive for Japanese market.
Oh.
Yes, we played that song live for the first time in Japan as an exclusive for them. So it even was like perfect, you know, as a thing. They deserve to be in the video. And most of those scenes, you may not know, but most of those scenes you can see live are from that song, actually, being played live. So this is it. And so, yeah, I finished. Sorry.
No, you know what? The thing is, do you agree that having this kind of answer and the backstories and everything is more interesting than having me just answering, yes, we filmed it at different location.
Okay, so just go away and I do the interview myself. What do you mean?
I like longer answers because I am a prog listener, so I also like longer songs.
Of course.
I have a long attention span. I can't say the same thing about the internet overall. The internet is very internet-brained. So it might be that you start going for an answer and 60 seconds in, they're like, I'm bored, and they click away from the video. I don't know. I personally prefer the longer answers. If there's stuff you want to share that relate to what I'm asking that's not just direct, I definitely prefer that.
Definitely.
That's it.
I like that you got into all the basically release pacing stuff with how you were conditioned to release the video earlier because the album had to come earlier because the tour was happening and all that stuff. Because that's actually another thing I wanted to ask you about is you're putting out new music very, very fast. Like on average, you have 2 years or less between albums. Is this a choice? Like, is this just the pace at which you write, or is it conditioned by wanting to always have something new, to have something to give to the label, to keep the band growing? How much is it a choice for you to write at this pace, and how much is it like conditioned by circumstance?
Of course, what I think is that we always want to keep this kind of pace because, you know, tours and summer festivals and tours and summer festival keep the attention on the band. Definitely, sometimes I have the feeling that many songs inside of the album didn't get enough attention because there are so many good songs that just pass by. Because you have to go on with a new album, and that's a pity for me. But I really want to keep the band growing, and putting out stuff sometimes is unnecessary.
I think, I mean, yes, I totally agree with everything. It's so, I mean, in this specific moment, we had to do that, but there was also a technical reason, because when you have got that much touring, if you don't have a new album out, it's like, you know, when you go on tour, basically what you do is to invest money to have them back, basically.
Yeah.
Because of course you have to pay in advance for stuff, and then you are going to pay for that stuff back selling the merch, for example. If we already toured Europe and we sold our previous stuff, we're not going to have a new thing to sell. And of course, this may sound like a mere economic factor, but actually a band is a business. I mean, if there are no money for that, the band can't tour anymore. So that's the only way you can do that. But what I can totally assure is that this is also possible due to how quick we write, because I know that there are a lot of bands that make like one album every 5 years and they are touring all the time. Like it's a different thing. They just print different t-shirts. Sometimes they print, if you ever notice, they print like live albums or maybe EPs, whatever. But the fact is, bands are not really releasing album touring non-stop. Depends from the band. I would say this is also because we have a lot of things to say album-wise. I have a lot of things to say, and I like it. So I really like to write. If you ask me, I prefer to write than doing anything else band-related. So it's a win-win situation, you know.
So it's like when you go on tour, you need to have something new to sell in order to justify the tour. And if you're gonna choose something new to sell, you'd rather just have new music than like,
exactly,
I don't know, make Frozen Crown socks.
Exactly. That could be a great idea anyway, but you just gave us a greater.
Great.
No. Actually, now you gave me an idea. I have to contact our merch printer to see what we can do. Actually, yeah.
I love how this conversation is going because we just end up landing on all the topics I'm interested in, so I don't even have to check my notes. Something else I wanted to talk about that I've been thinking about because of you guys is how the merch game is changing with regards to bands, especially bands that aren't really big. So if you're like a monolith like Metallica or Sabaton or whatever, you can live just out of music. But for smaller bands, you see all sorts of this crazy stuff like they start releasing checkered shirts, sweatpants, socks, coasters. Like I have, you know, the thing that you put your coffee cup to drink on,
yes.
Mugs. I have like coffee mugs from bands and stuff like that. It's starting to get all over the place. And with you guys, you're releasing coffee, which is actually consumable, which means that when you're out of it, you can get more. So business-wise, it makes a lot of sense. And I'm starting to ask myself, at what point can a band just become a brand that you print on different things to sell? I feel like that's if music itself isn't enough to sell a band, that's economically where it looks to me like the game needs to be going in order for artists that are medium to small to make it.
Yes, of course, I say the usual thing that we say in the latest 10 years that, you know, internet platforms, they give to the artist a very, very small amount of money for every stream.
Yeah.
That's the ruin, maybe, of many sides of music.
The ruin.
No, the ruin. You know,
I'm listening.
Money-wise, it's not comparable to what bands were earning when the only way to listen to music was buying the CD.
Yeah.
Oh no, I don't know, Federico.
I'm listening.
Correct me. It seems you are mocking me. You know?
Italian mode on. I love this. This is great content.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get a lot of views from this.
I know.
Italians.
No, it's I can agree with that, but this is like I mean, not always true. I mean, there has always been like failure contracts where they were just holding a band and they were giving them like 0.0000% of the income. Now people know that, for example, from Spotify you take very little from the royalties in general. But I think you are right, but I don't think that back in the days this was also it was like okay, we can avoid playing live and selling merch completely because we can live only off that. I think you know, yes, maybe there was not this merchandise craze, but if you are familiar with Kiss, for example, or also, for example, Misfits, the band, they have always been a lot of stuff. And at the same time, to me, it's that they were earning a lot from live shows, a lot more.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also because nowadays touring costs a lot, like after 2020.
Yeah.
For example.
Well, that's the other thing, because what I was saying is, as a musician, what it feels to me like should be happening is you should be making your money out of music. And it's like selling CDs is music, selling vinyl is music, selling digital downloads, getting paid for streams, that's music. Performing live, that's music. Selling coffee, that's not music. that was the distinction I was making.
Yes.
No. Yeah, I can totally agree. Yes. Yeah. It's I would consider it a way to round it, so to speak. So something complementary that's making up for that loss that Jade was talking about. Yeah.
Yeah. Cherry on top of the cake.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Let me see for a second what else I had written down.
Yes.
Right. You have a new album in the works.
Yes.
Is there anything you are willing to say or tease about the new album to get people watching this hyped about it? And why should they be interested?
I am really looking forward to share at least something with you also because, as you know, we have a new guitar player who is Alexandra, and it has been a pleasure to work with her. And, you know, she put her touch in many interesting and particular spots. So this is the first reason why I want to share this new phase of Frozen Crown with everybody. I think that you will find, of course, a lot of Frozen Crown, 100% us, but every album is a picture of that moment. And since this is a very good and exciting moment for the band, I think that this positivity went also into the songs. So I'm really looking forward to share with everyone and hear the reactions, because there are some songs that are really something that I'm so looking forward to know what our fans think about them.
Yeah, I pretty much agree. As we already used to say multiple times, it's not really a matter of who writes the song, because I mostly write the songs, but it's also about what's happening in that moment, and the fact that you would have never written those songs if those specific people weren't in the band. It's like how you feel about that. Also, actually on this album, our drummer Niso also wrote a couple of songs as well, and this is a first timer.
Okay.
And ironically, it's not the proggy songs.
I was just gonna say I'm hoping for more proggy stuff if Niso wrote.
No. I wrote the proggy stuff now. Just 1 second, sorry.
See, I go on. So, but maybe.
Sì, certo.
Okay.
Eccomi.
I go on because sometimes there is important stuff going on.
Yeah.
So, Niso, yes, didn't. Also because, you know, it's first time he adds a couple of songs in the album, so he just wanted to start it soft. But I can spoil that there is the classic long song as usual in our albums, and I particularly enjoy it because I think there are many things that bring us back to, let's say, Crown in Frost era. Okay. So specifically in that one long song. So it's something that I feel really close to me. Yes.
I'm curious how that's gonna go, because in terms of like the atmosphere and the vibe that it has, Crown in Frost is like, I think aesthetically my favorite that you've put out, but in terms of the actual composition, I really like what you did with the last two albums a lot more. So if you're gonna have something that atmosphere-wise harkens back to Crowned in Frost, but it's gonna be evolved compositionally as you did in the later albums, that sounds like it's gonna be peak in terms of what you've done so far.